Here's this week's news you missed while you were at work. Hungering's Moon Blessing has begun in Diablo Immortal. This weekend event, you can earn the currency Moon Silvers. Once you have enough Moon Silvers, you can collect 7 blessings, which may include gold aspirant keys, a legendary for your class, and some glowing shards. Diablo 4 fans should be excited. Diablo 4 developers saying, hey, we're going to get the first version of the game in your hands soon. However, no official release date has been released yet. In Wrath of the Lich King Classic, the team has changed their mind on race and faction changes as a paid service, and this is what they said. Originally, we planned not to offer race and faction change at all because it felt like it removed some of that fantasy feeling of having dramatically different physical attributes that affect your gameplay. We were also a little worried about players chasing the flavor of the month in terms of racial abilities. However, we're convinced by the argument that being able to play with your friends is more important, and that you should be able to bring your accomplishments with you when you do. This turns out to be the same trade-off provided by transferring between realms, which is already available as a paid service. So it makes sense to make the same decision with respect to race and faction change. The stat Spell Power makes its way back into Wrath of the Lich King Classic, which combines the two stats, Spell Healing and Spell Power. As we get closer to the release of Wrath of the Lich King Classic, now on the PTR, the pre-patch for Wrath Classic to include the Scourge Invasion will be going live on August 10th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the Burning Crusade Classic, both Europe and North American realms will be undergoing some realm consolidation. 21 realms will be consolidated in Europe, and 23 realms will be consolidated in North America. By now, you've heard of the mobile Warcraft game, Warcraft Arclight Rumble. The game is still in a closed beta test as the testing continues to create a solid foundation and stability is increased in the game. Moving on to Shadowlands, on August 16th, patch 9.2.7, the auction house will now become available through the WoW Companion app. You will once again be able to buy and sell through your mobile device. World of Warcraft has announced a removal of conquest cap for Shadowlands in Season 4 PvP on August 16th. While they are happy, Warcraft offered some answers as to why they were so hesitant to open it up sooner. First, we understand the sentiment regarding how Valor is uncapped this season, while Conquest remains capped. However, the two currencies are not exactly alike in design or purpose. For example, there is no Valor vendor where you can purchase the specific item that you want, while Conquest is used to acquire specific items at a vendor. Valor is used to upgrade items that have dropped randomly from the Great Vault or from running mythic dungeons in the game. World of Warcraft goes on to say, second, we know that once the conquest cap is removed, many players will set out to acquire a full set of gear as quickly as possible, creating a significant power gap between themselves and any characters that are new to the season. We generally do not remove the cap until later in the season, when we feel many players who have been playing all season have had the opportunity to acquire a full set of gear. This allows the competitive environments to remain closer during the early part of the season. As a reminder, Cosmic Flux gains from PvP, Mythic Plus, and raid sources have been increased by 100%. Also, don't forget to engage the Fated World Boss each week, where the item level of drops have been increased to 285. World of Warcraft continues to nerf Mythic Plus dungeons this week. Grimrail Depot, Iron Docks, Upper and Lower Karazhan all received nerfs this week, with more adjustments to come. Buffs to 5 Mythic Plus items in Mechagon and Upper Karazhan dropped with Tuesday's maintenance, and here's what was changed. In Upper Karazhan, Ring of Collapsing Futures, shadow damage has been increased by 100.4%. In Junkyard, Fusion Hacker and Salvage Incendiary Tool, fire damage has been increased by 8.4%. Wraps of Electrostatic Potential, nature damage has been increased by 7.5%. Reclaimed Shock Coil, nature damage has been increased by a huge 473.6%. Salvaged Mechacycle Shielding Absorb increased by 91.8%. And in Workshop, the Anodized Deflectors shockwave damage increased by 100.2%. In other World of Warcraft news, our good friend Rextroy is at it again, this time with a mage. While he was able to down Regallon in Sepulcher of the first ones. When he went one-on-one with the jailer, it didn't work out. Phase 5 of Alpha DragonFlight testing has begun this week, and it included an initial focus on the zone, Honoron Plains, the dungeon, the Azure Vault, a second dungeon, Brackenhide Hollow. They had talent revamps on the Holy Paladin and introduced the Warlock. And finally, professions this week, focus was on tailoring and engineering. Good news for those of you who are encouraged by Blizzard Entertainment's willingness to listen to player feedback. At this time, all classes are in the process of talent tree introductions and reworks as Warcraft continues to listen and iterate on player feedback, both positive and negative. Some hot fixes to dragon riding went out this week. Players have been complaining that you could not use abilities to dismount, nor could you interact with quests while mounted. Those have been fixed in the current alpha build. Evoker Soulbind conduits have been added for Shadowlands content once Evokers are able to go through the Shadowlands storyline. And finally, a hidden Dragon Horde treasure room has been found inside of the inn in the capital city of Valdrakken. No word yet if you can loot it. Don't forget to catch my live streams 5 days a week on Twitch, and please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell right here on this YouTube channel so you don't miss next week's installment of news you missed while you were at work.